Believe it or not, some of your favorite foods could be making your arthritis pain worse. Let's talk about what you need to ditch. Arthritis is the most common cause of disabilities in the United States. It's also estimated that half of the adults will have arthritis by the age of 65. Today, we're diving into an important topic for anyone dealing with arthritis: managing your diet to help control inflammation and improve your quality of life. Consider avoiding them to help manage your arthritis symptoms better. Look, I know it can feel overwhelming to hear you have to cut back on foods you might love, but I'm here to tell you that small changes can make a big difference. We're talking about reducing inflammation, potentially easing your pain, and improving your mobility. If you have arthritis, it's best you eat foods known to reduce inflammation like fatty fish, whole grains, nuts, seeds. This isn't just about restrictions, it's about empowering you to make informed choices for your health. So let's 12 foods to avoid if you have arthritis, so that you avoid your pain from getting worse. 1. Sugar. Let's kick things off with sugar. Now, who doesn't enjoy a little something sweet now and then? But here's the thing about sugar. It's a major culprit when it comes to inflammation. Think of it like this. When you eat sugary snacks or drink sugary beverages, your body releases inflammatory messengers called cytokines. These cytokines are like little troublemakers that can aggravate your joints and make your arthritis symptoms worse. And it's not just about obvious sugary treats like candy and soda. Be mindful of hidden sugars in processed foods, sauces, and even some yogurts. Reading labels is your superpower here. Look for words like high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, dextrose. These are all just fancy names for sugar. Instead of reaching for that donut, opt for a piece of fruit. Swap out the soda for water infused with lemon or cucumber for a refreshing and healthy alternative. 2. Saturated fats. Now let's talk about saturated fats, a recipe for inflammation. You'll typically find these in fatty cuts of meat, full-fat dairy products, and some processed foods. Now, while our bodies do need some fat for energy and other functions, saturated fats can be problematic, especially when it comes to arthritis. When you consume too much saturated fat, it can lead to an increase in inflammation throughout your body, including your joints. So, what are some swaps you can make? Instead of that juicy burger, try grilling up some fish or chicken breast. Instead of full-fat cheese, opt for low-fat versions or explore plant-based alternatives. 3. Trans fats. Next on our list is trans fats, those sneaky culprits often lurking in processed foods and fried goodies. You might not see them listed as trans fats directly on the label, so keep an eye out for partially hydrogenated oil. That's a telltale sign. These artificial fats are created through a process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid oils into solid fats, giving processed foods a longer shelf life. But here's the catch. Trans fats are notorious for increasing inflammation throughout the body. They can wreak havoc on your joints, potentially making your arthritis symptoms worse. So how do you avoid these hidden troublemakers? First and foremost, limit your intake of processed foods. Instead, opt for whole, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. 4. Refined carbohydrates, a roller coaster for your joints. We've all been there, that irresistible craving for a bagel, white bread, or a pastry. But here's the thing about refined carbohydrates. They can be a real roller coaster for your blood sugar levels, and what goes up must come down. These rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar can trigger inflammation throughout the body, including your joints. So, what's the solution? Choose complex carbohydrates over refined ones. Think whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, oats, and whole wheat bread. These complex carbs are digested more slowly, providing sustained energy and helping to stabilize blood sugar levels. By making smarter choices about the types of carbohydrates you consume, you can help keep inflammation in check and support your overall health. 5. Gluten to avoid or not to avoid. Gluten has become a bit of a buzzword in recent years, and for a good reason. While it's not necessarily harmful to everyone, gluten can be a trigger for inflammation in some individuals, particularly those with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. For people with celiac disease, consuming gluten triggers an immune response that damages the small intestine. This damage can lead to a wide range of symptoms, including joint pain. However, if you suspect gluten might be contributing to your symptoms, it's worth talking to your doctor about getting tested. If you do need to avoid gluten, there are plenty of delicious and nutritious gluten-free options available, like beans, seeds, legumes, and nuts. 6. Alcohol. People with arthritis often drink alcohol to relieve pain and reduce stress. Now, I'm not here to be a buzzkill, but it's important to be mindful of your alcohol consumption, especially if you're dealing with arthritis, because alcohol can interfere with action of some medication for arthritis, leading to worsen of your symptoms. Alcohol intake can actually worsen inflammation throughout the body. Alcohol is metabolized in the liver, and this process can produce byproducts that trigger inflammation. Over time, this chronic inflammation can take a toll on your joints, leading to increased pain and stiffness. And remember, there are plenty of enjoyable and refreshing alternatives to alcoholic beverages. 7. Salt. We all know that too much salt can be bad for our blood pressure, but did you know it can also aggravate arthritis symptoms? When you consume a lot of salt, your body holds onto more water to dilute the sodium concentration in your bloodstream. This excess fluid can build up in your tissues, including those around your joints, causing swelling and discomfort. The key is to be mindful of your intake and make healthier choices. Cook more meals at home so you can control the amount of salt added. And when you are grocery shopping, pay attention to nutrition labels and choose low-sodium options whenever possible. 8. Omega-6 fatty acids. Now, before you hit the panic button, it's important to understand that omega-6s are not inherently bad. However, the typical Western diet tends to be very high in omega-6s, primarily from vegetable oils like corn, soybean, and sunflower oil. The problem is that when we consume too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s, it can create an imbalance that contributes to inflammation in your body, hence leading to worsen of arthritis symptoms. So how do we strike the right balance? Start by reducing your intake of processed foods, which are often loaded with omega-6 rich oils. Choose foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as walnuts and flax seeds. 9. MSG, or monosodium glutamate, is a common flavor enhancer found in many processed foods and Asian cuisine. While it adds a savory, umami taste, MSG has been linked to a range of adverse effects, including inflammation. For people with arthritis, this can exacerbate joint pain, stiffness, and other symptoms. So how can you avoid MSG? Be a vigilant label reader. MSG is often hidden in processed foods like soups, sauces, salad dressings, and snack foods. Look for terms like hydrolyzed protein, autolyzed yeast, and natural flavoring. These can all indicate the presence of MSG. When dining out, especially at Asian restaurants, don't hesitate to ask if dishes contain MSG and request that it be omitted from your meal. 10. Aspartame, a sweetener that can be bitter for your joints. Aspartame is an artificial sweetener found in many diet sodas, sugar-free foods, and even some medications. While it's often marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, aspartame has been linked to various health concerns, including inflammation. If you have arthritis, it's worth paying attention to how your body responds to aspartame. So, what can you do? Read labels carefully and be mindful of what you take in your body, as it may lead to the worsen of rheumatoid arthritis symptoms like diet sodas, drinks, and some desserts. We'll consider replacing diet drinks with fruit or veggie-infused water and sparkling water. Explore natural sweeteners like stevia, monk fruit, or erythritol, which are generally considered safer alternatives. 11. Dairy friend or foe for your joints. Dairy products can be a bit of a controversial topic when it comes to arthritis. While dairy is a good source of calcium and vitamin D, which are essential for bone health, it can also be a trigger for inflammation in some individuals. Dairy contains a type of protein called casein, which some people may be sensitive to. This sensitivity can lead to inflammation throughout the body, including the joints. However, if you suspect dairy might be contributing to your symptoms, it's worth experimenting with reducing your intake or eliminating it for a period of time to see if you notice a difference. If you do choose to avoid dairy, there are plenty of plant-based alternatives available, such as almond milk, soy milk, coconut yogurt, and cashew cheese. 12. Fried foods. A crispy path to inflammation. Let's be honest, who doesn't enjoy the occasional fried treat? But when it comes to arthritis, fried foods are best enjoyed sparingly. The process of deep frying creates harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which can contribute to inflammation and joint pain throughout the body. AGEs are formed when sugars react with proteins or fats during high heat cooking. So, what's the solution? Limit your consumption of fried foods, whether they're from restaurants or homemade. Instead of deep frying, explore healthier cooking methods like baking, grilling, roasting, or sautéing. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family who might benefit from this information, and subscribe to our channel for more educative tips. By being mindful of your diet and making gradual changes, you can help reduce inflammation, ease your symptoms, and improve your quality of life. Stay healthy and take care.